Let's go. Let's get some people in here. We're going to do a nice Q&A. I'll stay with you as long as I can, as long as you want me, as long as it's helpful. So as you come in, say hello. I should not have white on. Doing a Q&A. Can't see the comments. What's up, Carrie? Good to see you. So we're going to do a live Q&A today. I'm going to just chat with you a little bit about my journey, my story, and you guys can just ask me questions. You can ask me questions related to workouts, fitness, nutrition, anything about living your best life. If you've got goals that you set and you're having a hard time reaching them, you know what to do and how to set up your roadmap to reach your goals. Maybe you want to start an online business like I have. You have questions about that. Hey, Jim, good to see you. And you have questions about how to run a business online. I'm happy to answer questions about that. This is for you. This live Q&A is for you. So you direct me. You tell me how I can help you live your best life, okay? Do you track your macronutrients? No. However, they're tracked for me. So the nutrition plan that I follow, and I have followed since 2008, and the one that I coach with as well, the nutrition plans, there's two nutrition plans, and I help direct my clients as to which one they should follow. The actual nutrition plan itself is so simplified that it tracks macronutrients, micronutrients, calories, all those things which are incredibly important. The nutrition plan does that for us. So we don't have to walk around with a little notebook in our back pocket and a pencil and write everything down from now until the rest of our lives. Tracking is important, but it's something that is only truly sustainable short term. No one is going to write down every morsel they put in their mouth for the rest of their life. So make sure that whatever nutrition plan you follow, if it tells you to track every single day for the rest of your life, I think I would run stage right and exit stage right. Run as fast as you can. Because if you really are being honest with yourself, you are not going to write down every morsel you put in your mouth every single day until the day you're 6 feet under. And so tracking is really important, and we should do that. But when you do it temporarily, you do it for a short period of time, you get a really good handle on portions and what foods work best for your body and all those things. And then you can go forth with your nutrition, right? So the nutrition plan that I follow tracks macronutrients because they're really important, and it tracks micronutrients and it tracks our calories. But no, I personally myself do not figure all that out on my own. What's better for weight loss? Intermittent fasting, tracking your macronutrients. What's better for weight loss? Intermittent fasting, tracking your macronutrients. I don't know if you're saying either or. I'm not 100% exactly what you're saying positively, Jill. I could never answer the question of what is better for weight loss for you, because all of our bodies are different. And so what I encourage you to do, intermittent fasting is fantastic. I practice it and I have practiced it for years, but I would never say that every single human is going to see great results and lose weight and reach their goals with intermittent fasting. You have to test your body to determine when does your body respond to it? When does your body operate at its best? What does it respond best to? If you eating on an intermittent fasting schedule, which essentially for everybody on here just means that you're eating all of your foods with a good foods, right? Within a 8-hour window or a 10-hour window or a 6-hour window. Again, there's different intermittent fasting windows. You're eating all your foods within a window and then fasting the rest of the day. Most people will do an 8-16. So I personally do an 8-16. So I eat all of my foods in an 8-hour window between 12 and 8. That's my window. Your window might be something completely different, or you might not do intermittent fasting at all. And then the other 16 hours every day, my body is fasting, and it allows my body to fully digest and process those foods. Most people do really well with intermittent fasting, but you need to test your body to see. Does that make sense? In the past, I've done both, and both have been successful. Great. So if both ways, if eating early in the morning and eating for a longer block of time each day and not practicing intermittent fasting works well for you, and intermittent fasting also works well for you, then the answer to your question is, what's more convenient for you? What do you like best? What makes you happier? And follow that one. So if both work well for you, then follow the one you prefer. I see something about more veggies, good protein, good proteins, juice, fruit. I'm not sure what your question is, but one thing to keep in mind with fruit is not the enemy, but fruit is nature's candy. Okay, so fruit contains, a lot of fruit, I shouldn't say most, I'll say a lot of fruit contains high levels of natural sugars. Okay, so fruit is good, and fruit has a purpose, and it's delicious, and you should have fruit, but you want to be careful how much fruit you eat every day and which fruits you eat every day. So you want to look at the glycemic index. And the glycemic index is going to help you to determine which fruits have more sugar in them. So let me give you an example. Fruits like pineapple, papaya, bananas, those fruits are high in sugar, natural sugars. Fruits in the berries, like your blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, those fruits are going to be, they have the lowest amount of natural sugars in them, so they are going to be high on the list of eat more of these, right? Eat more of these. And so the other thing to keep in mind as far as bananas, which is something I learned years ago, but I never knew, is that the riper a banana is, the more natural sugars it contains. So the browner, the more riper, it's going to be higher in natural sugars. That's why a lot of people use extremely ripe bananas to make banana bread, right? Not only is it softer and easier to make the banana bread, but the sugars in the very, very, very ripe banana make the banana bread naturally sweet without having to add more sugars to them. So if you're putting, let's say, for example, you're putting a banana in your shake. Let's say you drink a full meal replacement shake like I do, or you drink a protein shake, or you drink a post-workout recovery shake, or whatever the hell kind of shake, or you're making a smoothie, like a fruit smoothie. You really don't want to eat more than like a half a banana a day. You really want to be careful with, a lot of people will throw a whole entire banana. You might want to consider like keeping it around a half a banana a day. It'll do the trick just the same. It'll make your shake very smooth with just a half. So I would encourage you to cut back to a half and see how it works out for you. Yeah, I didn't know that about bananas for a long, long, long time, and then I learned it. Hey, Brian. Brian said, I've noticed my weight loss stop, sort of, but I gain more muscle in my arms and chest. Awesome. So our bodies are going, your body is basically, especially at the beginning of a new journey with health and wellness, your body is basically going to, in a nutshell, say, what the fuck? That's basically what your body is saying. Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, you have not done this. I don't know what this is. What does this mean? Are you going to eat again? I don't know if you're going to eat again. And I don't know what you're doing. It's very confused. And so your body goes, everyone's body reacts different. So some people start a new like weight loss journey or healthy journey, and they lose a shit ton of weight really, really fast. And then they plateau, right? And then you freak out and you're like, what the hell? This doesn't work anymore. This doesn't work anymore. Or some people start their new journey and they don't lose anything for the first week. They don't lose anything for the second week. And their goal is weight loss, right? They don't lose anything. They don't lose anything. And then all of a sudden their body starts responding. So there's no one size fits all to your journey. If your goal is, whatever your goal is, doesn't matter if it's weight gain or weight loss. Number one, you have to allow your body time to adjust to whatever this new practice is, this new routine, this new regimen. So that your body understands what the hell you're doing, right? And give it some time. And then you have to expect that there are going to be times where you hit a plateau. There's a couple things about plateaus that I will tell you. Number one, do you have variety in your workouts? Your body will plateau bigger than shit if you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, okay? So let's say, for example, you only run, or you only go to the gym and get on the elliptical machine, or you only do cycle classes, Peloton or whatever, and you're only doing indoor cycle classes. That's it. You're not adding any strength training. You're not doing any yoga, Pilates, bar, nothing else. And you only do those things. Your body is going to go, Your body's going to respond because it really likes this exercise stuff, and then it's going to go, it gets used to it. It's the same reason why if you are a laborer, if you do heavy labor for your work, for your job, that's amazing. That will keep your body strong. But if you're looking to reach a specific goal, like if you're wanting to lose weight and you are a heavy labor worker, you can't include your work as your workout because your body already knows that every single day. Your body knows that level of activity. It's not, if you lost weight every day you went to work, you would be dust. You would be dust, right? On the middle of the floor, you would just be dust. So you have to do something different. Number one, if you're not a labor worker and you're just doing the same workouts over and over and over again, you need to mix it up. So you need to incorporate different things. Your plateau is going to end. And then, of course, there's the plateau related to nutrition. And let me give you some things to consider. I know, because I know my brain works like this as well, and we're a lot alike. You find the healthy foods and combinations and snacks and meals that are healthy that you really, really like, and you just repeat. Why? Because it's easy. You don't have to think about something new. You don't have to make a new recipe. You already know you like it. You already know it's healthy, so you just eat the same shit all the time. Well, a couple things happen. Your gut, our guts really like variety. Okay, the lining of our gut, there's so much talk about the gut. I'm not a gut expert, but what I can tell you is that the nutrition plan that I follow has a very strong emphasis on having a variety in the healthy foods that we eat. So have variety in your fruits. Try things you've never tried before. Go to the grocery store and grab have you had a star fruit ever? Have you had dragon fruit ever in your life? If you haven't, you're like, what the hell's that? Go get you one today. Go get you one today and have some variety. And so as far as how long does the plateau last? Plateau will last until you mix it up. Because you know why? If you want to change something, you got to change something. Right or wrong? Right or wrong? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Right? Right or right? So your plateau will end as soon as you start switching things up. And it will take a little time. Give your body time to adjust. You came in at the end of bananas. Are they causing weight gain? No, bananas don't cause weight gain per se, but they are high in natural sugars. And so you just want to be careful with you can go onto the Uncle Google will give you a list of fruits and the glycemic index. You really want to make sure you're eating fruits that aren't really heavy in natural sugars like pineapple, mango, bananas. Those kind of fruits are good. You just want to eat them in moderation. So a banana, for example, I said you really just don't want to eat more than like a half a day It depends on who you are, it depends on how big of a person you are, it depends on if you're a man or woman, but by and large, everyone doesn't need a full banana like in their shake or daily. Go to a half and see how you do. Eating 3 eggs in the morning, good or bad? Brian, you have been with me long enough to know exactly what my answer is going to be. It depends on you. It depends on your body. If I ate 3 eggs in the morning, I would be in the ER. I have found that out. So when I start to work with a brand new client and myself, I take you through a 4-week testing period. The 4-week testing period is going to allow you to test your body to see when you eat fill in the blank food, how does your body respond? When do you function at your best? What I found out, I used to eat 2 eggs a day, every single day for lunch. 2 eggs, spinach, and a half a sweet potato was my lunch every day for I don't even know how many years. Okay, what did I find out when I went through this testing period for myself? My body, I took eggs out for 4 weeks. I've never felt so good in my life, right? Inflammation went down. I was like, I don't know, I can't explain it. I felt so much better. So you have to test your body to see. You might do great with eggs. You might not have any inflammation and no issues whatsoever with eggs. And if you want to put 3 eggs in your body and that's your source of protein, I would say 3 isn't really probably necessary. Maybe you want to do 2 whole eggs and then just do the egg whites of the other one. Your blood sugar doesn't spike with eggs, then that's great. See, because you're dealing with diabetes and issues related to that with your blood sugar. So maybe that's perfect for your body. How do you drop inflammation? You feed your body the foods that your body likes. And you drink shit ton of water. You want to make sure you're getting in half of your body weight in ounces per day up to a gallon. If you don't have the water piece right for your nutrition plan, then I want you to start here and only here. And get this piece right. Get this piece right. I know it seems like it's clear liquid. How can this be such a critical piece of the nutrition plan? I could go on and on about the science. Our bodies are made up of over 70% water. We need the water to flush and digest food. We need the water to flush the toxins out of our body. We need water. And there's a lot of people that will dispute this back and forth. Some people are in this camp, some people are in this camp. But let me just tell you something. Water only. Half of your body weight in ounces per day up to a gallon of just water. Not the water you put in your coffee, not the water you put in your pre-workout drink, not the water you put in your shake, not the water you put in your iced tea. Water. Water only, okay? Now at the beginning, if you're like, okay, I'm gonna count the water that's in my pre-workout or whatever you feel like you need to do, but over time I want you to be water only. Half of your body weight in ounces per day, up to a gallon. Tips on handling internal stress. Everything related, well, first of all, good nutrition will help reduce your stress. I know maybe you don't understand that correlation or you don't believe that correlation, Regina, but I promise you it's absolutely true. Number one. Number two is your thoughts, okay? So you have to work on the muscle between your ears before you really work on these muscles, the gland muscles, in order to handle stress and depression and anxiety and all those things. And so what I encourage you to do every single day is read or listen to 10 minutes of personal development, something positive, because our thoughts control our feelings control our actions, and our actions control the results and the outcome of our life. So our thoughts control the outcome and the results of our life. And I'll say it again for those in the back. Your thoughts control your feelings control your actions, and our actions control the outcome and the results of our life. Therefore, our thoughts control the outcome and the results of our life. And so until you work on the muscle between your ears so that you can handle stress and anxiety and deal with the depression or any of the other things you have going on, you can pump iron all day long and get good biceps, but you're still dealing with anxiety and stress and all the things. We have to get our head in the right space. And we do that, in my personal opinion and my professional opinion, we do that 3 different ways. That's how I do it. One, I start every single morning, 5:30 in the morning I wake up, and I take this phone and I press play on an audio, a positive audio, whether it's a podcast, a book, a YouTube channel message, someone's live like Mary Schrank who's going to pour positivity in your life. 5:30 in the morning, I take this phone and I hit play. I sit this phone down on my bathroom counter, brush my teeth, wash my face, get myself together, put my clothes on and get ready for the day. The whole time, this message is just pumping into my head, this positive message, okay? And it is going to put that armor on me, right? I'm going to put the armor on. Just visualize that, right? Put the armor on to handle society and the day and social media and all the negative things, my boss and all that, or your boss, I don't have a boss, all the things that are going to come flying your way that could stress you out and give you anxiety, right? Put that armor on. Read your Bible, be spiritual, all the things. So that personal development first thing in the morning before you open social media, before you open your email inbox, before you let the world attack you, is going to help you work on this muscle right here. The second thing for me is strong faith. My faith is everything. It's everything. Without it, I am nothing. And so my relationship with God helps me to handle, helps me to stay in a positive space. It helps me to handle the negativity of the world. And then the third thing that's extremely important is who are you surrounding yourself with? Are you surrounding yourself with positive people that lift you up or people that drag you down? You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Who are those 5 people? Are they lifting you up or are they dragging you down like the crabs in the crab pot? Now you might say to yourself or you might say to me, well, some of those people I don't have control over. My spouse is very negative and I have to spend a lot of time with my spouse and my spouse is within the 5. Well, I understand that, but you have control maybe over the other 4. I have control over the other 4. Do I believe in Lord Jesus Christ? I absolutely do. 100%. 100%. I judge no one for your beliefs. I'm telling you what my belief is. And Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. Period. End of story. I will not have any argument or discussion about it. Yeah, if you have a negative spouse, it's challenging. It's challenging, but it doesn't have to bring you down. You have to work harder because you're going to spend a lot of time around a negative spouse, but you do not have to be a product of that. You are your own dog. Be your own dog. And so you have to work extra hard, right? Because you're going to be around a spouse a lot. So you have to work extra hard to get that muscle between the ears in the right space so that you can handle that. I have positive people there. That's where I have 5. What a wonderful thing to be able to say. You're saying that your work people are very positive. That's amazing. Not everybody can say that. Not everybody can say that. I absolutely love that. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for your nice compliment. So I will just tell you that while I wait for more questions to come in, let me give you a little bit of my backstory. So I grew up skinny as a rail. Turn me sideways, I was gone. Well, besides my big ass. I always had a big ass. But turn me sideways and I was gone. I was skinny as a rail. I could eat anything I wanted, never gained a single pound till I got to college. I got to college, and in the first 3 months of college, I gained 30 pounds. Between the drugs, the alcohol, and the enormous amount of food that I was eating. I went home for Christmas break and I had ballooned up. I was 30 pounds heavier. My hair was falling out because I was so unhealthy. And the look on my mom's face was like this, okay? So I get myself through college. I get healthy-ish. I get most of that 30 pounds off, but then I spent most of my adult life as a chronic yo-yoer. Just on the wagon, off the wagon, on the wagon, off the wagon. I would spend about 3 months doing really good. I was doing good with my workouts. I would be doing good with my nutrition. I'd get my body feeling good, looking its best, get healthy. And then I don't know if I gained this like confidence of, okay, I'm good now. Going to the gym, looking around, I'm like, all right, I'm looking better than most people in here. And then a little bit at a time, I would miss one workout. Then one missed workout would turn into a couple weeks of missed workouts. And then I'd start eating bad. And then before you know it, several months, I hadn't eaten anything healthy. I hadn't gotten to the gym and done the workouts, and I fell off the wagon again. And then the cycle just continued over and over and over again. It's completely and totally exhausting, and I don't wish it on anybody, but I'm sure you can relate. Let me know in the comments if you can relate to what I'm saying. And so in 2008, I've been a corporate executive most of my career, but in 2008, I happened to be running a gym. And my personal trainer at the gym said, in the middle of a training session that I paid $75 an hour for, she looked at me and she said, sit down. I said, huh? Her name's Leanne, by the way. She said, sit down on this workout bench. And she said, what's wrong? And I said, and I just bursted into tears because I knew exactly what she meant. And I said, well, we go to the beach every weekend with a bunch of friends for July 4th. And it was right before July 4th weekend. Ironically enough, I'm telling the story right now. And I said, I'm still not feeling my best. I still have this, 10 pounds on me, the last dreaded 10 pounds. I was feeling fluffy. The inflammation was all over my body. I just was, I was one of those people that I had a lot of muscle in my body, but I had all this fluff on top of it. And my body fat was over 30%. So I was what they call skinny fat. So if you'd have looked at me, you would have been like, oh, you looked healthy. But I wasn't healthy. I was skinny fat. And so she said she wanted me to do this home-based wellness system. And it included nutrition and workouts and this support and accountability. And I said, I am not doing Jane Fonda bullshit at my house. Thank you anyway. Thank you anyway. I'll continue to pay you $75 an hour and you can crush me all over this gym floor. And she said, well, no. No, because number one, you can't outwork out a poor diet. You do not have a solid nutrition plan, and you are never going to reach your goals if all you do is bust ass on the gym floor. You need to embrace nutrition. And so I fought her really hard, and she finally said, look, just give me 30 days. We just give 30 days to it, see what happens, and if it works well for you, then great. If it doesn't, you can hire me back. And so I didn't really understand why she wanted me to do all this, because she was going to lose me as a client. But she said, I genuinely love you and your friend, and I want you to reach your goals and live your best life and be healthy. And I know this is going to work. And all I can tell you is I haven't stepped foot in a gym since that day. That was in July of 2008, and I've done nothing but home-based workouts and the nutrition plans that accompany them, and had the support and accountability, which is the most critical piece. Because you can have access to workouts and you can have access to a great nutrition plan, but if you're not doing the workouts and you're not following the nutrition plan, it's all for nothing. You have to have somebody who notices and cares when you're not showing up. And that's where accountability comes in. You got to have someone who's going to notice and care when you don't show up, and respectfully tap you on the shoulder and say, hello, McFly, fuck are you? You're not doing your workouts, you're not making healthy food choices, and you said you had these goals, and you said you wanted to do this, now how can I help you? Okay, that's what accountability is all about. So you can see me I can call myself a coach, I can call myself a partner, I can call myself anything you want to call me. But what I do for my business is I am a professional accountability partner. And I align you with a full wellness system, workouts, solid nutrition plan that is truly sustainable forever. It allows for cheats and treats and all the things, but I'm also going to give you that accountability and support piece. And so whether you work with me or you work on your own with what you're doing, I highly, highly encourage you to don't just focus on what's your next workout going to be. You are not going to reach your goals with workouts. You cannot outwork out a poor diet. How do I know this? Number one, I tried. Number two, science. Nutrition is 80% of us being our healthiest selves. And so make sure whatever wellness system you're following, that you not only have good workouts and you have a good solid nutrition plan that is not a restriction plan. You need a nutrition plan that allows for life. Food is to be enjoyed. You want to eat healthy a good 80-85% of the time. But you also want to eat the stupid shit on occasion. I'm writing a book right now called Eat the Effing Pizza. On purpose, I'm writing that book. And so, make sure you have accountability. And it can't be your spouse or your best friend. Because those people, their job is to tell us that we look good just the way we are. And so your spouse is not going to respectfully tap you on the shoulder and tell you that you're not doing your shit. And guess what? If they did respectfully tap on your shoulder to tell you you're not doing your shit, you're going to punch them right square between the eyeballs. At least that's what I would do. So you need someone who you respect, who's going to hold you accountable to get your shit done. Okay? And I don't care who you are, at what level, you need an accountability partner. I have an accountability partner, and I am an accountability partner. So we all need one. Okay? All right. So that was my story. So that's what completely changed my life. So I would say it was about a month and a half in to this full wellness system, and those 10 pounds came off. Everybody's story is different. Everybody's journey is different, but I took it very serious. I was so glad to finally have a nutrition plan that was a real plan, that didn't say carbs were the enemy or food was the enemy or the scale was the enemy. It was just real. It was just real. Angie P said, so number one, water, number two, nutrition, number three, workouts. Yeah, workouts are the least important. I would say the list goes more like this, Angie. Number one, accountability. Number two, water. Number three, nutrition. Number four, workouts. Because again, like I said, without the accountability piece, you may not be getting, you might have access to water but not drink it. You might have access to good workouts but not do them. You might have access to a good nutrition plan but not follow it. So you got it. Everything starts with accountability. Make sense? Yeah, accountability is huge. And so like I said, I'm really a glorified accountability partner. That's what I do with my business. I have access to this full wellness system, and I have the ability to share that gift with you and allow you the opportunity to gain access to that. And that's what I coach you through and help you to do every single day. If you're struggling with everything right now, that's my Angie, right? Angie Parks, or are you different Angie P? I have an Angie P that is a client of mine, but I'm like, if you're struggling with all of that, like, you're not taking advantage of me. you gotta get on a call with me, my friend. Get on a call with me. Tips for reducing fat. Good to see you, Christy. Nutrition. Good nutrition. Start with water. That's what we've been talking about. Nutrition is 80% of you being your healthiest self. You know, yes, muscle burns fat, and yes, you want to build muscle in your body, and yes, workouts are important, but they're nowhere near as important as you getting the nutrition right. Not perfect, but right. Okay? So you got to make sure you have a rock solid nutrition plan that is sustainable forever. It allows for cheats. It allows for treats. It allows you to eat stupid shit on occasion. It is not a restriction plan. If you're following a nutrition plan and it has this whole long list of things that you're never allowed to have ever again as long as you live, exit stage right, run as fast as you can and call me. That's not sustainable forever. So the only thing that I encourage any of us humans to do that is a restriction plan is a very temporary cleanser or detox. Okay, when you do a cleanser or detox, or you go through this initial testing phase, like I do with my new clients so that you can test your body, there are restrictions to those three things. Well, a cleanse and a detox are really the same thing-ish. And then this testing period. Other than that, if you're on if you're on any kind of a nutrition plan that says you can't ever have these items right here, unless you have a clinical diagnosis where if you eat that thing, you will die, then that's obviously you need to follow that, okay? But if you're a regular human and somebody hands you something and says, eat these things and don't you ever eat these things right here again, that is not sustainable for the rest of your life. That's a temporary restriction plan. What happens with a temporary restriction plan is that when you follow it, it works fabulous. You will lose a shit ton of weight, you will lose a shit ton of fat, you'll lean out, you'll probably look better than you've ever looked in your life. But I want you to tell me what happens when you stop that not sustainable, very temporary restriction plan. I already know the answer to that because 99% of my brand new clients, that's what they say. When I ask them, tell me what's worked for you in the past. Tell me what doesn't work for you anymore. That's their answer. When I followed fill in the blank diet, remind me to come back to that word diet. When I followed fill in the blank diet, I did fantastic. Dropped my body fat, dropped my weight, hit my goals, felt great. As soon as I stopped fill in the blank diet, I put the weight back on, I feel like shit, I don't have energy. Because it was a restriction plan. It's not a forever nutrition plan. Okay, let me tell you about the word diet. We're not on diets, we have a diet. I'm going to say that louder and in the back for those who did not hear me. Write this down. Make it a screensaver on your phone. It is going to help you to relax your shoulders and it's going to give you a new lease on life. We are not on diets. We have a diet. Everything we put in our pie hole is our diet, both good and bad. Okay, that should give you a real sense of relief. You are never going to be on a diet again. At least not if you work with me. Okay, and so we want to pay attention to what are we putting in our pie hole. And some of it's going to be shitty, and I'm gonna commend you for having shitty food every once in a while. And most of it is going to be really good, and you're going to feel great, and you're going to have a lot of energy. Okay? Am I making sense? Am I helping? So here's the thing, Angie. She said he notices I was losing, but he wants the same thing but refuses to change his habits. There's nothing that we can do for people who aren't ready. The bottom line is that person wants the results, but they're not ready to put the work in. And so and even if it's the person you love the most in this world, trust me, I get it. If it's the person you love most in this world, if they're not ready here, there's nothing you can say or do to change that. That person has to be ready. So it has nothing to do with you that they're not starting this thing that you started that you feel so good. So don't take it personal. Back off the person. I promise you with 100% of who I am, the less you say to that person, the more interested they'll be in whatever the hell it is you want them to do with you. Right? And I'm telling you, say less. Just let your actions do all the talking. You stay consistent. You get your workouts done. You make healthy food choices most of the time. You get your water in most of the time, and watch what happens to the people around you. They're either going to one day, something's going to click and they're going to be interested in jumping on board with you, or they won't. There isn't anything that we can do for that. We can't make people do anything. They have to mentally be ready. Health and wellness is a very personal thing, and it all starts here. We got to be sick and tired of being sick and tired. I mean, that's what happens with most of us. You get to a point where you're like, I am sick and tired of being sick and tired, literally. And now I'm at a point where I will do anything, whatever I need to do to feel better. Okay? So lip service is not going to do it. They're not going to change their mind. They're not going to jump on board with you. More protein or less. Keith, that is like the $90 million question of the century. It depends on you. It depends on your body. It depends on what does your body need and want. It depends on, are you male or female? I know you're male, but are you male or female? What's your gender? It depends on your current weight. It depends on your goals. You want to lose weight or gain weight. It depends on what kind of workouts are you doing. It depends on what are your goals. Bulk up, just build muscle, just lean out your body with some like tone. Like, what are your goals? That level of protein, the macronutrients, is all dependent on so many factors. Gender, goals, current weight, all the things. Make sense? So there's no answer. I can't answer that for you. But I will tell you this, it's extremely popular. This protein thing is extremely popular, and people really, really feel like more equals more. More equals better. More does not equal better in every case, okay? More protein and not bringing in all the other categories is not necessarily going to be the best thing for your body. So, yes, we do have to listen to them complain, and it is a pain in the ass, but we married them. Any advice on reading labels? I have a lot of advice on reading labels. Yes, and it is just like an addiction. It is an addiction. It's a food addiction. I sent in your question sheet. You're sick and tired. Okay, well, there you go. So by the way, I didn't come on here to sales pitch you, but I just want you to know that I would love to send you more information about working with me. If you feel like it's a good fit for you, fantastic. I would be so honored to work with you and help you live your best life. If you gather the information and this is not a fit for you, not a problem. No worries at all. We are still friends, okay? So how do you do that? You click on the link in my bio. You click on the very first button. It's a short questionnaire. The very first thing I need to do is get to know more about you. And then we can take it from there, okay? So I'll say that a couple of times, but I just want you to know if you gather the information, you got to be able to make an informed decision. Right? You can't make an informed decision unless you know what to expect. I will tell you this though, most people are very pleasantly surprised at what it costs to work with someone like myself. You don't pay for me, by the way. You get me for free, just so you know. I'm not a line item on your purchase. You get me for free. What you're purchasing are the tools and the resources you need. You're purchasing access to the workouts, you're purchasing access to the nutrition plan, and you're purchasing any supplements or nutritionals that you choose to get, okay? So I'm free. Is caffeine an addiction? Of course it is. Of course. Let's get back to any advice on reading labels. I'm going to give you the best. Oh, what did I do with that? Hold on a second. Any advice on reading labels? I'm going to give you great advice on reading labels. Read them, number one. Number one, turn things around and read the label. I want you to hone in on the ingredients more than the nutrition part of the label. Okay? Do I care about the nutrition part? How much protein, how much sugar, how much fat, all that stuff? Of course that's important. But way more important are the ingredients. Because all calories aren't created equal. All sugars aren't created equal. Just because a product has sugar in it doesn't mean their sugars are unhealthy. Okay? Remember we talked at the very beginning of this live, if you've been on me the whole time, that fruit has natural sugars in it. There are foods out there that have natural sugars in them. Those sugars our body doesn't need no sugar. It just doesn't want the yucky sugars. I'll just say yucky because we don't have to get into the science of white sugar and the different types of fats and things like that. The bottom line is there's a difference between yucky sugars and good sugars for your body. All right. You guys understand how that works? So when you look at a nutrition label and all you're looking at is how many calories, how much protein, how many carbs, you're missing the whole most important piece. What you're missing, you want to look at the ingredients, because I'm way more interested in what ingredients you're putting in your body than how many calories it is. Let me give you a great example. Paul and I go out to dinner every Friday and Saturday night. More than anything, not because we're looking for bougie restaurants to eat out in. That's not it. It's just that we ain't cooking. We've been cooking all week long, and this girl and that guy ain't cooking no more. We're going out. So whether we just get pizza and a salad or we go to a bougie restaurant, we go out every Friday and Saturday night. When we get to the restaurant, Paul is really trying hard to make good choices. And for me personally, those two meals are I have no rules for myself, because I have rules for what I eat all week long. I do really good with trying to eat nice and clean about 90% of the time. Because on Friday and Saturday night we go out to dinner, I don't want to have any guilt at all about just going and having a nice dinner and getting what I want. No, we're not going to Texas Roadhouse freaking grill. So many times Paul will say to me, he'll open the menu and he'll say, I'll say, what are you going to get? And he'll say, I think I'm going to get this. And I'm just going to use this as an example. Mushroom ravioli. And I say, oh, okay, that sounds good. It sounds delicious. He's like, I'm going to get this because it's the least amount of calories on the whole menu. Isn't that the best thing I should get on the menu, Mary? No, it's not. Because the salmon dinner right below it with asparagus, and you can sub out those mashed potatoes or rice that they want to serve with it and just get a double order of the asparagus or get a second vegetable or a side salad. That meal with the salmon is 1,300 calories, and the raviolis were only 740 calories, but the salmon dinner is healthier for you because all calories aren't created equal. Just because something is only 700 calories, that ravioli dinner has white flour in the ravioli. It has cream sauce on top. It has cheese inside the ravioli. Now, we're out to dinner. So my advice to him was, get what you want. Enjoy it. You don't have to have rules for this meal. But you have to go back to his question to me. He wanted to order something healthy. And he asked me, is this not the healthiest thing on the menu? Because the calories are the least amount of calories of any other meal on this whole menu. The answer is no. Are you guys comprehending that example? You're smart humans. I know you are. Okay? So just because something is the lowest calorie doesn't mean it's the healthiest. Just because something has more carbohydrates doesn't mean it's unhealthy. There's a difference between complex carbohydrates and simple carbohydrates. So vegetables have carbs in them, right? Everybody knows vegetables has carbohydrates in them, right? Okay. So vegetables contain complex carbohydrates, which are the healthier carbs. Simple carbohydrates are the sugary carbs, which aren't as healthy for us, okay? Complex carbohydrates, we get them from our vegetables. All right, so there's different kinds of carbohydrates. So let me use my meal replacement shake as an example. I drink a meal replacement shake once a day. It's not a protein shake. It is a meal replacement shake. Does it have protein in it? It sure does. Does it have carbohydrates in it? Sure does. Does it have sugars in it? Sure does. The sugars are not added sugars. They're natural sugars that come from the fruits. Has 9 servings of fruits and vegetables in it. So of course there's going to be sugars in it from the fruits, right? It also has sugars in it from beets. There's a beet. Beets are healthy and they have caffeine in them, natural caffeine. They also have sugars in them. The carbohydrates. Does it have like 30 grams of carbs? No. And the whole world doesn't revolve around, right? I mean, so no, it doesn't have 30 grams of carbs, but it also doesn't have 2 grams of carbs. It has 17 grams of carbohydrates, right? When am I worried about any of those? Those are the healthiest 17 carbohydrates I'll put in my body all day long. Those carbs are from vegetables. Okay, because that shake has 9 servings of fruits and vegetables in it and 70 minerals and nutrients. So the 17 grams of carbohydrates are not working against me, they're working for me because they're carbohydrates from vegetables. They're complex carbohydrates. So when people say to me, how many carbs does your shake have? How much protein does your shake have? How many sugars? I don't care. I don't care because number one, I know every ingredient in that shake and I know how natural it is and I know what it's done for my body and I know the makers of that shake and what goes into making that shake. And I know that the carbs in there are working for me. The proteins are working for me. The sugars have a purpose and they're working for me. Does that make sense? So when you're looking at an ingredient label, going all the way back to her question, do I want you to look at the nutrition part of it? Of course. You want to look at it, but I'm going to be way more interested in what the ingredient list is. Is that making sense? Is this helping? No, you don't need to tell me what to eat. You need me to guide you to go through the testing so you can determine what you should eat. Does that make sense? Because Texas Roadhouse is a joke that we talk about in our lives all the time. Brian is one of my moderators. You eat a lot of raw carrots, green beans, and tomatoes. Awesome. So some people's raw vegetables can be extremely healthy for some people's bodies. They can also be extremely painful for other people. So I have to be careful how many raw vegetables I eat because raw vegetables are extremely high in fiber and I have gastroparesis. Gastroparesis is a digestive disorder. And I am extremely affected by high fiber. So here's another example. Just because something is on the healthy food list doesn't mean it's healthy for your body. Again, my example, you got to go through the testing to figure out which ones are healthiest for your body. But my body, because I have gastroparesis, because I have to be careful with the fiber, broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts are at the top of a healthy food list. Broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts are 3 extremely healthy foods for most people's bodies. They send me directly to the ER if I eat too much because they have such a high fiber count, okay? So I eat them on occasion because I love them and I eat them small portions because I love them, okay? Because I love them. But you need to make sure you're paying attention to all of that. You have the same thing, Sydney? Yeah. So you just, people say to me all the time, how do you manage your gastroparesis? Or what do you take? Or how do you deal with it? Or whatever. And I'm like, I manage it through nutrition. If you're managing your nutrition, then you can manage your most ailments. Not every ailment requires a pill. You know what I'm saying? Some do, so don't come at me because some things, you know, what my recommendation for people when they have some kind of issue or an ailment is to try to manage it through good nutrition. And if you can't, or try to manage it naturally, whatever that looks like, and if you've tried really hard, given it several months, and you can't manage your issue or your condition naturally, then explore meds if you want to. The testing is honestly super simple. It's super simple. It's so loud, isn't it? It's super simple, but it's literally all laid out in a step-by-step process of what to do. I could never outline all that on here. Plus, it's proprietary. It's part of this wellness system. But in a nutshell, it's simplistic enough to say, you're going to test your body. You're going to take away certain foods for a period of time, and you're going to add certain foods in, and you're going to determine which foods, when you eat them, do you operate at your best. In addition, with the 4 weeks, the first 4 weeks, there are some supplements that you take. You can continue taking them after the 4-week testing period if you want to, but you taking them during the first 4 weeks is really helpful. And so it's really actually that simplistic. But the woman who created the testing program, I gotta have this fan. The woman who created the testing program has it all ironed out. There's videos that train you what to do. It's super simple. It's not anything complex. Does that make sense? Brian said, since I started working out, I've cut my insulin in half. Driving your doctor nuts. You know what? Doctors can be pissed off all they want, but if you're able to manage this naturally through good nutrition, then they should be thrilled. He should be thrilled. Your A1C dropped down to 7 with no pills. That's fantastic. It's incredible. Isn't it incredible what good nutrition can do? I mean, how about let's go to the farm instead of the pharmacy? How about let's work on going to the farm instead of the pharmacy? And like I said, if we have to take pills for certain things, I'm not saying there's never a situation where you need medication, but this society, this the medical industry wants to slap a pill to resolve every problem, and it doesn't work that way. It doesn't always work that way. You know what I'm saying? Willow came up to say hi. Why are you hanging on me? So yeah. Do I like frozen bananas? Well, sure. Again, eat them and see how your body feels. You've gone from 5 shots a day to none. A1C 5.1. That's fantastic. Don't let anybody force anything on you. It's your body. You know exactly what I'm saying. Good. Yes, Willow came to say hi. So I started this whole wellness system. You can keep asking me questions. I'll chime in. I'm just going to talk to you a little bit. Started this whole wellness system in 2008. 4 years later, totally rocked my world. I'm still feeling better than I've ever felt in my life. And I found out that I could partner with the company that created the wellness system, and I can pay it forward. And man, did that seem so wonderful, because I've been telling everybody was asking me, you look so healthy, your hair's healthy, your skin's healthy, you know, I can see you lost the weight or whatever. And what are you doing? What are you doing? So I was already telling everybody what I was doing, just like you would if you went and saw a good movie. And so when I found out I could partner with the company and I could actually start a business, I could be a health and wellness coach and pay it forward and share the gift with you guys, share the solution I found to a problem with you as a business, as a job, I did. I did that in 2012. And I spent 3 years building this business part-time. I still had my corporate executive job, and I started with my 1 hour lunch break in my car. I used to sit in the car in the parking lot and do the things I needed to do because we could work our business right from our phone. And then 2015, I said goodbye to my corporate executive job and came home, and now I do this full time. And it's just incredibly rewarding. Incredibly rewarding. So if you have an interest in an online business, if you've ever thought about being in the health and wellness space and paying it forward and helping other people to do the same, I can help you with that as well. I do have what I call a sneak peek, where I teach you more about what it is we do and how do we help people. And that is something that I run on Facebook in a private group. So if you click on the link in my bio and you click on the second button down, that will take you to that sneak peek group, and you can come in there and learn more about it. See if it's a good fit for you or not. Feels really good to pay it forward, that's for sure. Angie said carbs, ? Difficult to understand good versus bad. It's actually not. Let me simplify it for you, Angie. First of all, Uncle Google can help you with that. So all you really have to do is Google complex carbs, and it'll give you a list. Simple carbs. Simple carbs are the bad ones. It'll give you a list. Anything white sugary or nasty or like a treat, that's going to be on the simple side. Your chocolate, your ice cream, all those things, that's all on the simple side. Complex carbohydrates that list is going to be almost 100% vegetables. Okay? So it'll be other things too, but it'll almost be 100% vegetables. And so that's why I say to you, so like, again, going back to the example, if you only looked at a nutrition label and you only looked at the nutrition piece and not the ingredients, this is where it would be confusing, and I can see what you're saying. So if you look and you see 20 grams of carbs, so you're going to ask the question, well, are these good carbs or bad carbs? The only way you're going to know the answer to that is if you look at the ingredients. So you know, where are the carbs coming from? And if the ingredient list says white processed flour or whatever, has all this sugar, sugar, the word by itself, just sugar, it's going to be white sugar. If you see organic cane sugar, that's a different sugar. Okay, that actually has healthy elements to it. So don't think just because something says organic cane sugar that it's bad sugar. Organic cane sugar is not white sugar. So you want to do your research and you want to understand that. But by and large, anything that ends in OSE is a sugar. Glucose, cellulose, any OSE is a sugar. Okay, makes sense? What's up, Tracy? Corn, potatoes. Corn actually falls into the carbohydrates category. Corn is not a vegetable, as people think. Green beans are good for most people. They're a healthier vegetable. Just make sure they're good for your body. When you're run down at work, you eat a Snickers bar. Not the best option. What I would encourage you to do when you start to feel run down, first of all, why are you run down at work? If your nutrition is good, good nutrition will help you have sustainable energy all day long. Does it mean you don't have times and days where you start to feel like yourself, falling in your energy levels later in the day, even if you eat good? I would encourage that, like the pre-workout drink that I drink, if you guys see me drink every morning and make, that pre-workout is all natural. So the stimulants are from red beets and green tea versus a Snicker bar. Let me tell you what's the difference. The Snicker bar, because it has simple carbohydrates in it, has sugar in it. All that Snicker bar is going to do, Glenn, is it's going to spike your energy, and then you're going to crash again, hard. You're going to crash hard, and you're going to be even tireder than you were before you ate the Snicker bar. Versus if you drank the pre-workout drink or ate a healthier snack that had complex carbohydrates or healthier sugars in them, your energy levels would go up. They might come down a little bit, but you're not going to crash, okay? And it'll be healthier for you. So all you're doing is working against yourself. I know the Snicker bar is tempting and it's really good and all the things. I don't deny that. I like Snicker bar a lot, and I eat them every once in a while. But I don't eat them for energy because I know I'm going to crash, okay? So just educate yourself and make sure you understand that that's all going to work against you. It's the same thing with, hold on, I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. It's the same thing with people that add the, let me just rephrase that. It's the same thing with artificial ingredients, okay? Artificial ingredients in food or drinks works completely against us. Okay, so if we have a goal to lose weight or gain weight, or at the end of the day, if we have a goal to be a healthier human, regardless of your specific goals, and we put artificial ingredients into our body, all that does is stores glucose, number one. Number two, help make us crave junk food more, and it has all kind of history of creating cancers. So here we are putting artificial ingredients in our body. Okay, I'm not saying I don't. We all do on occasion, but I'm saying on the daily, that's why, once again, when you're looking at a nutrition label, you want to look at the ingredients to see, are there artificial ingredients in this item? Okay, so when you're drinking a pre-workout, most of the pre-workouts that I've ever put my hands on, with the exception of the one I drink, have artificial ingredients in them. Chemicals that are stimulants, that are caffeine, which is why they're in a pre-workout. But and they won't completely work against you, okay? Artificial ingredients are in food. Okay, so I know big questions getting ready to be asked of me, so let me go ahead and address it right now before you even ask. Yes, processed meat, like lunch meats. Do I eat them? I do on occasion, but that's not the best way to have a sandwich. Raw honey's good for you in moderation. It's still going to be sugar. It's a natural sugar, but it's still sugar. Okay, it's still a sweetener. So you just have it in, please don't ever put Red Bull in your body again. Why are you drinking Red Bull? Glenn, are you listening? McFly, not only have you been in my lives before, you've heard me say this, Glenn, but you just heard me say it in this live. Take your Red Bull, turn it around, and tell me what the ingredients are, Glenn. There's chemicals in there. There's artificial ingredients in Red Bull. So no, that's not what you should put in your body. If you want to be a healthier human, do not drink Monsters and Red Bulls and bullshit like that, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room because I know you're going to ask it. Let's talk about the syrups and the sweeteners people are putting in their waters. Are there artificial ingredients in those? Yes. Are they bad for you? Yes. Am I against you putting them in your water initially? No. Let me give you my thought process, okay? And this is only for the people who I'm working with as a client, or I would suggest it even for you, even if you're not a client. I need you to, I've told you several times on this live how important water is. Half of your body weight in ounces per day. Get water in your body. It's the most important component of any nutrition plan ever on the face of this earth. Half of your body weight in ounces per day up to a gallon. If you tell me you can't make that happen, you're really struggling. You don't like the taste of water, you can't find good water, you don't have a habit of drinking the water, you can't get this hand to mouth you can't get this water in your body. And the only way you're going to build that habit is to put those syrups and sweeteners in your water. I want you to put them in your water, okay? I want you to love water. I want you to fall in love with drinking water every day. I want you to be obsessed in the most healthy, obsessed way with water consumption. And if the only way you're going to do that is to make it fancy, then I want you to make it fancy for now. Once you build the habit and you now have this habit going, I know it's fancy. It's like unicorn flavored or whatever the hell you got going on that day, right? It's fancy and you're loving it. Now I want you to wean yourself off of the sugars. And they might be sugar-free. That's the thing that messes with people's heads. Just because it says sugar-free doesn't mean it's healthy. Usually they replace sugar with fat or sugar with chemicals, okay? So just because it's sugar-free doesn't mean it's good. So what I want you to do then is I want you to wean yourself off of the syrups and the sweeteners you put into that water. And over time, I promise you, you have to trust me, but I promise you, pinky promise, that you will grow to love water all by itself. Now you can put natural shit in it for the rest of your life. I don't care. Lemons, cucumbers, limes, berries, whatever. You can put that in there so till the day you die. Doesn't matter. That's good for you. But the syrups and the water powders and stuff, do I think that they're horrible for everyone? No, because I want you to build your water habit. But I want you to get rid of it over time because I'd be standing right here and lying to you as a health and wellness professional if I told you they were good for you. Okay, so I absolutely love my water talk ladies. Oh, one of them's my best friend. One of my best friends. Okay, I love what they're helping people to do. I love what they stand for. But I can't sit here and lie to you just because I love them. And I'm afraid I'm going to hurt their feelings. I can't sit here and lie to you and tell you that that is healthy for you. Okay? So it's a temporary thing to build a habit. So let me tell you something. I know you know this, but I'm going to say it anyway. This health and wellness journey thing, number one, it's a forever thing. I'm 15 years in and I'm still learning and growing in what's good and what's best for my body and all the things, okay? But I want you to visualize it like a staircase. And when you're just getting started, and you just stepped on that first step on the staircase, you're at the beginning. You don't even like water. You don't even know how you're going to get the shit in your body. So let's just start the journey wherever you need to start it. And if it's putting something in your water to build a habit, even though the stuff you're putting in isn't that great, do it. And then when you get to the second step and you start climbing up this ladder, you won't even need me to tell you to stop putting it in your water. Because the healthier you start to feel, and you start to see the results physically, you start to feel the results physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all the things, you start to feel so much better. All you're going to want to do is be even better and even better and even better. And it's not to say that like nothing's ever good enough. It's just because you grow in your health and wellness journey and you're like, I want to feel, this feels so good. I just want to feel even better. And I know if I stop putting that shit in my water and I stop eating those chemicals and the processed foods, I know I'll feel even better. So now it becomes important to you, right? And you prioritize it and then you get rid of it. Does this make sense? Am I helping you? sorry if I missed the answer, but can you coach when you are beginning the program too? Yes. So there's a lot of coaches, partners, we call ourselves partners now. There are a lot of partners on the team who start both at the same time. So basically, what do I do as a health and wellness coach? I help customers to start the wellness system and feel good personally. Okay? I also help people to build an online business and pay it forward and do what I do and help people to be their healthiest selves. But these people over here that are building the business and paying it forward and helping people to be healthy and well, they're also over here. I'm also helping them as their personal coach with their personal wellness. So these people over here get both. Okay? These people over here, they're not interested in building a business. They just want me to help them with their personal wellness. That's totally fine. It's 100% fine. Totally fine. So the answer is, of course, yes. Liquid collagen for gut health. The collagen that I consume every day is powder. It's a very concentrated collagen peptide, and I put it in my shake. Essentially, collagen is protein, and it does a lot of different things obviously proteins do a lot of things for the body, but it does help with skin and hair and nails, keep all that nice and strong, but it's also a protein as well. Many waters have sodium in them. Yes, once again, you want to look at the ingredient label. You want to make sure your water is as healthy as it can be. And the whole water thing is another staircase, right? At the beginning, you might be drinking water out of the hose. I don't care, just get water in your body. Going up the next step on the staircase, and now you're drinking water in a bottle that has all kind of bullshit in it. Okay? Then the next stair on the staircase is water that they put all kind of stuff in it to purify it and do all the things. It's not the healthiest water in the world, but you know what? You're still drinking water. Collagen, the collagen that I use is tasteless and flavorless and odorless. If you're interested in the collagen that I use, there is a link in my bio for the collagen. But remember, please remember, the collagen is not, there's no one item that is going to rock everyone's. There's nothing in a bottle or a spoon or a container that is going to be the only thing that helps you reach your goals. It's a part of a wellness system. There's nothing magical, everybody. There's no shot you can put in your body. There's nothing in a bottle or a spoon or in a container that is going to help you reach your goals all by itself. Okay? So anyway, water is a process too. You really want to drink the best water in the entire world, you're going to get a blue glass bottle from Hawaii so that when the light penetrates through the blue glass, it does something to the water inside the glass. Then you can add some Himalayan sea salt to it and make it even better. Like, that's the ultimate water in the whole world. Do I drink that? No. And I'm healthy, but I think it's great. I know it's healthy. I know it's amazing. It's why you drink your water from a natural spring. That's wonderful. The formula for water is half of your body weight in ounces per day up to a gallon. Half of your body weight in ounces per day up to a gallon. Cold water is actually, room temperature is the best water for us. Mine is, I literally put like 2 ice cubes in this entire 25-ounce bottle. I just want it cool. You really don't want it cold. Somebody asked earlier about ketones. Let me give you, again, I just kind of addressed that, but let me just say something to you about ketones. A couple of things. Number one, please listen to me. If you hear nothing else from this live today, please listen to me loud and clear. There is not any one item that is going to solve your problems. There's not any one item that is going to make you your healthiest self. Okay? So if somebody is telling you, drink this right here in this bottle, and you're going to be your healthiest self, they're lying. Okay, number one. Number two, ketones is a drink that helps your body go into ketosis. Okay, I have a lot of friends who are reps for the ketones drink. Not mad at them, okay? Getting our body into a state of ketosis is important. It's helpful. Yeah, you will lose weight. Yes, you can be your healthiest self. But unfortunately, what happens is if we drink a drink that puts our body into a state of ketosis, our body that already naturally goes into a state of ketosis on its own, we just wanted to do it faster. Our body stops knowing how to do it on its own. And so it stops learning how to do it on its own, and now it's reliant on this drink of ketones to put our body in a state of ketosis. Does that make sense? You don't need the ketones drink to put your body in a state of ketosis. You put your body in a state of ketosis with good nutrition. And then you don't need a drink to do it. Does that make sense? My teeth are sensitive too, because I brush them too hard most of my life. So that's what, number one, why I don't like super cold drinks. But number two, it's actually healthier not to drink super cold. Tell people to read what their water is, and they don't believe me. Yeah, there's all people. The water companies put all kinds of stupid stuff in the water. But again, when I'm talking to someone and they're like, "Look, I'm just trying to get the water consumption," I don't. Do yourself a favor, Brian. Just let people drink water. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want you to get the water in your body. So if somebody is, if I can see somebody with a water bottle in their hand and I know that water has bullshit in it, I don't go at them with, you shouldn't be drinking that. I'm like praising them that they're drinking water, okay? Because everything, again, is the staircase of health. It's a process. And so what happens is you got someone, not that you did this, Brian, I'm just saying this out loud for all of you. You've got someone who's finally starting to make some changes in their health and wellness. They're finally starting to like drink water and work out. And then all of a sudden, like, here comes the health professional. This is why most of my colleagues here on social media that are health and wellness professionals, that's why I'm writing a book called Eat the Fucking Pizza, because I know I'm going to be one of the only health and wellness professionals that has a book like this, because most of the health and wellness professionals want to teach you how to do everything perfect. And perfect isn't achievable and it's not sustainable. Do I want to teach you how to do things right? Yeah, of course I do. I want to teach you how to do things right. I eat pizza on occasion, right? But I do want to teach you how to do things right. But I also don't want to attack you as you're going through the journey because you're not doing all these components perfect. I want to praise you for getting your water consumption and building your water habit, even if you're putting syrups in it, okay? I want to praise you for getting your workouts done, even if you did them all out of order and you didn't do enough of them that week. You did some, right? And then we're going to work on helping you. And again, what I will tell you is that most of the time, don't make your water as cold as possible. Sherry's like, I make my water as cold as possible. Can you wean yourself off all those cubes? Take some of those ice cubes out a little bit at a time. A little bit more. You can do cool. You don't have to do it hot, but I wouldn't do it cool, cold. But I promise you what happens over time is I don't even have to say anything usually to one of my clients about, okay, it's time for you to like step it up. Because what happens is you get the bug, right? You start to feel good, start to drop a little bit of weight, your clothes start feeling better, you're looking cuter, your face, you don't have, your acne's clearing up on your face, your hair is freaking growing like a weed, your nails are amazing, and all of a sudden now you're like addicted, you're like, what the hell? Like, all right, like this is great. What more can I do to feel even better? So 99.9% of the time, I don't really have to tell a client to step up to the next, stair on the staircase because they want to. They want to. You'll try. Don't try. Don't use that word try, Sherry. I hate it. Don't try. Do it. Is it a group thing or individually? I reached out before, but I really need to do something. Chrissy, it's both. It's both. So yes, in order for me to be able to coach hundreds of people, there is a group. The group does multiple things. The group is not only where I have my own accountability because I check in daily, but it's also a support mechanism for all of us. We all use it for accountability. We all use it for support. We all lean on each other. We all grow as a family and have fun in there. But my coaching, you get both. I coach you in the group, but I also will do one-on-one calls with you when they're needed and all the things. So it's both. You get both. Room temperature water is better than ice cold. From a health and wellness perspective. Physiologically for your body. You love ice? Or don't tell me you're chewing on it. I used to chew on ice. We're gonna ruin the enamel in our teeth. Yes, it's both, Chrissy. It's group. And the group is only as fun as you make it. It's like a party, right? You go into a party and you grab a plate of food and you sit in the corner and you don't say a word to anybody. You're gonna walk out and say that party was really boring. But you come to our party and you grab a plate, you grab a drink, and you start to get to know people, and you interact, and you have some personality in there. Let me give you a great example. So Rita, who comes in this live, I don't know if she's in here right now. Rita is a part of our health and wellness family, Faithfully Fit. She's also a coach on my team. She's building her online business as well. Rita has the most incredible sense of humor. I mean, she's one of the funniest people I know. And so when she checks in that she did her workout, she doesn't just say, workout done, check. Okay, good, right? She always says something funny about it. She either tells us the move that was the hardest, or she has her dog licking her ass while she's working out, or she's talking about horses and saying something about the trainer. She always and it's not long. She doesn't write a trilogy. Might just be one little sentence. I kind of do the same thing. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think I'm kind of funny. But I know I usually say something funny too, or say something to give it some kind of personality. Because that's how you give the group life. That's how you give a party life. I've had people say, I'm going to not work with you anymore because the group is boring. I'm like, okay, well, what'd you do to make it fun? Did you bring personality to it? No. If you go back and look at their check-ins, they didn't even say anything. They didn't even say workout done, check. They just checked the workout in. I'm like, all right, well, yeah, it was boring because you made it boring. That's on you, man. Listen, I can facilitate the group. I can get in there and be myself as much as humanly possible, but I'm only one human, right? I'm only one human. It takes, again, it's like having a party. I can open up my front door and say I'm having a party, but if all the people who come to the party just sit in the corner and they don't say a word, it's a boring party. It's on you. It's on you to make it fun. She working out in her birthday suit. No, but like licking her shorts and stuff. It's all just talking, no substance. Yeah, you gotta put the substance in there. You're 52 and a goofball. Well, you're me. I'm 52 and a goofball. So come join the party. You'll fit right in, Chrissy. I'd love to have you. I really would. I do remember us talking. I'm not a motivator. I appreciate you saying that, Glenn. But this is a great opportunity for me to use it as a learning moment. No one or nothing can motivate us. Okay? Motivation comes from within. So I can't motivate you. Nothing can motivate you. No one can motivate you. So if they tell you that they're your motivator, they're not. Motivation comes from within us. So I can encourage you and I can inspire you. And I believe that's what you're saying I'm doing. And you got a helping hand. And I'm here to encourage you and inspire you. But we are our own motivator. We have to the motivation comes from within. Make sense? So the reason why I really want to point that out is because many times we blame the fact that we're not doing what we're supposed to do on our health and wellness journey or whatever. We blame that on the fact that there's no one to motivate us to do it. If you're looking for someone to motivate you or something to motivate you, you're never going to get motivated to do the right thing because there's no something or someone. You got to do it on your own. Was this helpful? Was this helpful? I hope I said something that was helpful. If you don't have anything else, I might wrap us up here. We've been an hour and a half. Again, I really hope it was helpful. Yes. I'll leave you with this. Not a sales pitch per se, but I guess it is. If you want more of me, if you want to work with me, if you want me to really help you take it to the next level, you want me to learn about you personally, I can give you a lot of generalizations here, but if I can learn about you and your personal goals and things that have worked for you in the past and things that aren't working anymore, I can really align you very specifically with a recommended plan that I believe is going to work for you like it has worked for me. Change your life like it has changed mine. If you click the link in my bio and you click on the very first button, that is where we'll get started and we'll chat. Chrissy Ann, if we've already done that, which we have, you can just reply to my old email or email me. Feel free. If you have it, if you don't have it anymore. My email is maryschrank@gmail.com. Don't forget the C in my last name, maryschrank@gmail.com. Paul's in the house. Here he is. Paul was joking with me this morning about a sales pitch. He was on our morning live. I go live 4 times a week, by the way. If you don't come pop on our lives, we invite you. Come and join our lives. I go live after my workout, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning around 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're usually on for about 90 minutes. We play music, jam out, just have a good time together. We really do. I'll answer questions on my lives about health and wellness, but usually we just jam out. We kind of do a combination of both. And then we go live Friday night at 6:30 for a happy hour. And we kind of do the same thing. Twice on Friday, that's right. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning after my workout, share my energy with you, help you to have your best day, live your best life. And then Friday night we'll do a happy hour at 6:30. But Paul came on this morning and he's like, "What are you selling? What's your sales pitch?" It was just really funny. So I knew he was, if he was on here, he was going to joke with me. I know you are. It's good to see you again, Paul. No, listen, I'm a professional. I'd be stupid if I told you all this and then I was like, peace out. Bottom line is, here you go. Here's an enormous amount of an hour and a half worth of information. If you don't work with me, you can take what you learned today and run with it and go make some changes, you know? But if you want to find out about what it's like to work with me, I promise you're going to be blown away. It's nowhere near as much of an investment as you think it is. I'm personally free. I shouldn't say those words. It sounds terrible. I'm personally free. There's no line item for me as far as what it costs you. You get me when you purchase your wellness system. When you purchase your access to the workouts, you purchase your access to the nutrition plan and the nutritionals. You get me for free. So I am free, 30 free. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. I hope this was helpful. I love you. See you on my lives. We'll be back Friday morning, 8 a.m. So come back. Or you can touch base with me anytime. I'm selling my socks. No, I'm not selling my socks. Come touch base with me anytime. You can click any of the links in my bio and touch base with me or send me an email. And I just love you. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you all for popping on. Brian, thanks for your help with moderation. Appreciate you so much. Appreciate you more than you know. And listen, here's to good health. Here's to our last half being our best half. Here's to living our best lives. It doesn't matter if we're over 50. As a matter of fact, like, hello, welcome to the 50s club. Welcome to the 60s club, however old you are. We are going to live we are Gen X. We were built different. We were born different. And we're going to live our best life. We really are. Don't be sad about getting older. We got to do a little extra work, but I'm healthier and feel better at 52 than I've ever felt in my whole life. And I'm not a unicorn. So if I can make that statement, you can make the exact same statement, okay? But you have to believe it. So I'm going to leave you with that. Everything starts here with the muscle between your ears. Okay, you have to. I'm going to let you borrow the belief I have in you until you believe in yourself. Okay, is that fair? So you're going to work on this muscle between the ears, and then I'm going to help you build your glam muscles, and you're going to feel amazing. You're going to look amazing. All right, love you guys. See you Friday morning. All right, last half, best half. Let's go.